And guess who we have on the show for the first time? The CEO of Delmi Solutions and founder of Shidaa Foundation. As we try to give back to society the God way. Roland Akwen CV will be here. We have a conversation on that. And so if you're ready, let's take this away. Yeah, well, a complete, when you say a whole human being sitting for us to do this conversation right away. And here is where I welcome this young man, Roland. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm very well, thank you.
So you have a Ghanaian passport and a Canadian passport.
I carry one passport, but I have the dual citizenship.
If I were you, I gotta go carry two.
Well, I'm able to travel the world with what I have, so it's good.
Nice one. But people like this man, they can't travel this world without. So, are they lie? Anyway, welcome to Ghana.
Thank you again.
Have you been here all this while, or you've been, trekking in and out?
I've been in and out.
In and out.
At least I try to be here about once or twice every year.
Well done. Others go, they don't come back.
Well, we went. We always come back. We remembered where we started from, and
Awesome.
we always remember the struggle 40 years ago. The struggle is still real.
It's still real.
Yeah, so we have to come back and help those who need it the most.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Tell us, what took you out of the system?
Well, I would say I found love, and love took me out.
Awesome. This love was somewhere, not in Ghana.
No, it's actually my wife.
Yeah.
I lived in England for some time, and my wife lived in Canada.
Okay.
So we got married, and we were actually thinking about where to settle. She visited England. She didn't like it, and she said, "Come check out Canada." And I went, and I loved it. So I had to go where my heart.
Where they had the beat, that be where the system they go.
Exactly.
So you tied the knot there, or you?
No, we got married here in Ghana.
In Ghana, and
then
awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. How many kids you have?
4.
4.
Yeah,
Okay, and they are all there.
they all there. They were all born there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll be very happy if they are listening to you by this time. What's the time in Canada now?
It's 5 hours behind.
Well, it's daytime there.
Yeah.
And by now, share the link to them. And I want them to know the good causes that you are giving back to Ghana. We're about to talk about it. What inspired you to put together this foundation, in spite of all your busy schedules with this Delmi corporate institution that you roam about with, doing all sort of things? What inspired you to set up a foundation?
Well, the foundation, it's not my idea. The foundation is my wife's idea.
Okay.
And since I'm a businessman, and she proposed the idea to me, I definitely had to support it. And that's how we actually started. So the Shidaa Foundation, Shidaa is a Ghana word that means thankful.
Shidaa.
Yes.
Right.
Shidaa is it's a Ghana word. My wife is a Ghana.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's why that name Shidaa.
And you are?
I'm from the Volta region. I'm a Neve.
Okay.
Yes. And so it was around the COVID era in 2019. And I came back from work. And, during COVID, the kids were asked to stay home. So the Canadian system was that they had to do remote learning, remote and online learning. So, I got back from work and she said, look, we have to do something about your kids. Talk to your kids. Everywhere I go, I find pencils on the floor. Right? It was all over the place, like study materials. And we kept buying and buying and buying.
Yeah.
And she takes care of the home, but every time she's cleaning, there are pencils. And they're like brand new pencils. Probably because the tip was broken. They toss it and go grab another one.
Another one.
And she said, we both schooled here in Ghana. She said there are people in Ghana whose parents cannot even afford.
Listen, in Ghana, we use the pencil till it gets to 0.005 milliliters long.
I was part of it.
And we actually sharpen it on the floor and still use it to write. You there, Canada, you get small, this thing they come out of the pencil, you throw them away.
So then I came home and we had a conversation as usual.
Great.
And we decided to start giving back to the community.
Awesome.
And we said, since this is happening in our household,
it could be happening somewhere
it's happening in all the other households,
True.
other people who have kids.
True.
So I was talking to my neighbor the next day. We were just having a chat. And he said, yeah, I have lots of
Same
pencils
thing.
and books, and they don't need it. So I'll just drop them over to you. And I said, okay. He brought me about 5 boxes.
5 boxes?
5 boxes of things that they don't need. And I was like, wow.
Wow.
So we started with friends and family. And we started to get stuff coming. And the logistical aspect, trying to get them here was a big challenge because it was expensive to ship stuff here. But when we first started, trying to get corporate sponsorship wasn't that easy. So we were fortunate to get in touch with a Ghanaian shipper called the Kasamia Trading Enterprise. So he ships stuff here. So I went and I had a conversation with him, and he was willing to support the cause.
Oh, he's
So
Ghanaian.
He's Ghanaian,
Nice.
but he's based in Canada as well, in Ontario.
Okay.
Kasamia Trading Enterprise, and I want to give a big shout out
Big
to
shout,
Richard.
big shout, big thumbs up. In
Yeah.
fact, let me give. Is he a he or she?
It's a he.
It's a he.
Yes.
His name again?
Richard.
Richard.
Yeah.
Richard, this is for you. Well done, Richard. Well done.
Well, so we started to put stuff together.
Okay.
And once we had a lot of stuff, we decided that we needed to give more. It's not just coming to give about 20 people. If we're making the trip here to Ghana, we have to make sure that it's worth the while.
Great.
So we reached out to some other friends, and one of my friends, Michael Jack Dale, he also lives in Canada. So I was talking to him, and he's got connections. So he hooked me up with the school board, the Peel District School Board. And we met with a lady by name Chantel, and she's been very instrumental in taking it to the next step. So she actually introduced us to a couple of schools, and they did a drive, and we were surprised that the kids came back with backpacks filled with school supplies. Like, so they donated, there were over 100 bags that the kids brought in.
Over 100 bags?
Yes. So we realized that people are willing to give, but they did not know how to give and where to give. So we did another drive, and we got the same thing. So we thought, this is going to be massive. I reached out to one of my friends. I put a post on social media when we got all this stuff, and I got contacts. People contacted me, how can we give? There's a guy with a Good Shepherd by name Joseph Grimaldi, and I want to give a big shout out to Joseph Grimaldi as well. He is with a Good Shepherd, and he also donated over 100 bags to us filled with school supplies. And they had even taken the time to put personalized notes in for the school. So we had close to about 1,000 bags filled with school supplies.
Wow.
And then we shipped them here. But before we came to Ghana to do that, we wanted to help the most remote communities, because we realized that schools in the urban areas, they could get the help that they needed. But those in the very remote areas, nobody even knows about them. Nobody knows they exist, because out of sight, out of mind. So we put out an application on social media that if you have a school that you think is really in need of basic school supplies, just let us know. And then we got a lot of feedback. Wow. So with that feedback, we said to them to send us some pictures. And based on those pictures, we decided last year to come in and take a look firsthand of those schools. And we picked 2 out of them as the pilot.
This thing they pay me, like I'll put my school in my village beep as part of it.
It's still not late.
It's not late?
It's not late.
Gabi, handle this for me. Ebru SDA. Ebru SDA is deplorable, man. Sharp students, but very deplorable.
Exactly. So we 2 schools that we identified. The first one was in Apatem, in the Axim in Zima district.
Okay.
Very remote area.
Okay.
And, it was just exciting to go there. And the other school that we identified was in Volivo. It's even in the Greater Accra region, just before you get to Akuse Junction and you turn right. And
Greater Accra, can you imagine?
But it took us about 4 hours to get there.
To get there.
Because of very horrible roads. And this is an area that, when they post teachers, they don't want to go. Right?
Obviously.
Unless you have a passion for teaching.
Yeah.
But then we went, saw the students, and we told them that we're going to be back. We tried to identify what they really needed. So for some of the schools, I'd cycle back to Axim. When we got to Axim, we realized that they really needed furniture. Some of the guys had to sit on the floor. And when we went last year, they were having exams, and you see 4 people sitting on one of the chairs, and they can copy each other. That is not the quality of education we want these kids to experience. So one of the things that we're working on is also trying to make sure that we can provide them with furniture that they can study with. But the most pressing items that they needed were school supplies: books, pens, pencils, erasers, sharpeners, etc. And we also identified one kid who was handicapped. And then he always had to, he's a very smart guy, extremely smart. And this kid, his limbs were not fully developed.
But he's sharp.
Very sharp. Extremely sharp. And, access to education, my kids are so privileged. And this kid, give him the right tools, and he'll realize his full potential. So he was in need of someone who had to take him to and from school. So if there was no one, which means he didn't have to go to
stuck at
school.
home.
So we mobilized. I went on GoFundMe, put an ad together. We raised over $2,000.
Wow.
And we bought him an electric wheelchair.
Wow.
And within 2 minutes, this guy was driving that wheelchair like he's been doing it all his life.
He's sharp. He's blessed upstairs.
And then we donated it. So we also in the process of refurbishing their library and stock it with books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done, Roland. I think you are doing what Jesus would have done if he were to be human on earth. So well done.
Thank you.
God bless your handiwork. We pray that you get more people to donate, more people to come to your aid. So this vision will not be lost. It will be sustainable, to reach every person needing this particular kind of help.
Right.
We need it at this time of Ghana. We need it. And it's very sad that you mentioned even places closer to Greater Accra in need of this support. So I think you are championing a good cause, and the least we can also do is to amplify this. Like millions of people are listening to you, both traditional radio and online. We are also online. We are live on Facebook, and I want to use this opportunity to also request for people who want to reach out to Roland. How do they reach you?
We can be reached on the foundation's website at www.shidaa.org, SHIDAA.org.
Okay.
Or you can also follow us on any of our social medias at the Shidaa Foundation.
Right.
And we have a number here in Ghana, and it's 053
053
547
547
2900.
2900.
Yes.
053 547
Yes.
2900.
Yes.
Right.
The number is intermittent because we travel a lot. And so you can reach out on WhatsApp. It's always on.
Okay.
And you can reach out to our website if you want to really help.
Great.
I'd also want to take this opportunity to say to people listening to us that you don't really have to send us the money, or you don't have to. There are people in your neighborhood. There are people that you see walking around. That one club beer that you're going to drink one day, just skip that one beer of club and that and use that money to buy one exercise book, buy a pencil, buy a pen, and give it to the child. Give it to that kid.
Okay.
And you inspiring learning.
Awesome.
Right. So this is something that we're fostering, and this is something that is so dear to my wife, and she's been working so hard for, and she's so happy that we've been able to reach this far. And for next year, we are on track to raise 10,000 bags.
It is possible.
Filled with school supplies to even reach a greater community.
It's possible. It's possible. Let's get this done. We are here anytime you are in Ghana to support you, to amplify this in the media space as well, right?
Yeah.
Any other information you want to leave us with, aside all what you've said?
I want to thank a few of our donors as well.
Go ahead.
Because they believed in us, and they believed in what we're doing.
All right.
So BIC, BIC is a company.
Yeah, a very popular company in Ghana. In fact, since I was born, is big. We use from the primary school to we write our SSCs and all that.
So BIC was very instrumental, and we reached out to them. They sent us a big box filled with school supplies.
Awesome.
We reached out to a company called 4 Imprints, and they also sent us about 5,000 customized pencils with the Shidaa Foundation written on it, and we want to say thank you to them. We also want to say thank you to Peel District School Board and the Canadian Book Foundation. They sent us 6,000 reading books.
Wow.
6,000
pieces of reading books.
That's correct, yes.
That's great.
So and so we distributed some of them, and we have other schools that we're going to be distributing these to as well.
Wow.
And we're using some of them to restock libraries across the country. Remote areas, yes.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. We are here to support anytime.
All right.
Right? Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So, folks, you heard Roland with Shidaa Foundation. get closer to the website and donate. Help a worthy cause. God bless you.
Ami, Mr.